Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. When we take, this is your experience I am talking. When we take the patient to the emergency ward, so there is one patient and there are half a dozen people accompanying him. Now these people who are accompanying, they are extremely serious about the matter. I don't know what is going to happen. And very tense. See? The reason is they do not know the real situation of the patient. So the cause of seriousness is ignorance. Now these doctors and nurses in the emergency ward, they are receiving every day only emergency patients and they know what it means. Therefore they are relaxed. And we start thinking, see, the doctors are irresponsible, but they know what is the condition. See? So seriousness and sincerity is differentiated on how you look at a given situation. If we are unable to understand the situation, we become serious. And when we know the things properly, we are sincere to solve the problem. Seriousness aggravates the problem and sincerity is able to dissolve the problem. And for that, the foundation is right knowledge. See, friends. Now, right knowledge about what? First, right knowledge about the situation. What is the situation we are around? And right knowledge about how we interact in a given situation. When both these things are perfectly understood, then seriousness will be reduced and sincerity will come up. Therefore, these two areas we have to be completely and perfectly prepared. Now, first we take the place where the problem is, the situation around us. Now, like in your field, you are all in medical profession. We have to update ourselves every now and then with a given situation. We cannot say, in our Ayurveda, in that Rishi, he did this thing and therefore keep on waiting. No. We have to change ourselves, our approach to a given situation according to the latest developments. Therefore, first thing is, we must be updated in whichever field we are working in life. One of my friend, he is a retired doctor in UK. I stay with him. He served there for quite a number of years. Both he and his wife. She is an anesthesiologist and he was a GP probably. So now they are retired. So I told him, I said, hey, you are so young, healthy. Why did you retire? He said, Swami, to be very frank, I cannot cope up with the latest developments. The youngsters who come, they are so well informed. And we have studied whatever in India, thereafter we came here. Now, what we have studied about 40 years before and what it is today is so different. When we go along with the young doctors, we feel outdated. See, therefore, it is essential for all of us, in whichever field we are, not only doctors, any field we are, we have to be updated according to the requirement of the time. The rule is, those who do not change in the changing environment, they are erased. See, one example I'll give you. There used to be one Swamiji, very nice, great Mahatma, and he was extremely against English. In the earlier days, they used to say, you should not talk our scriptures in English. That is called a Mleccha Bhasha, most impure language. in their impure language, we should not talk our scriptures. And therefore, they will hate English or any other language other than their mother tongue and Sanskrit. Then time change. Now we talk in English. Now the same old Mahatmas, I remember this happened in Badrinath many years before. That time I was pretty young. So there was a group of Mahatmas and floating population. Badrinath means a temple place. So I also went to see what is going on there. So that Mahamandaleshwar called me, please come here. So I went, sit down, I sat. About 6-7 of us. He said, Satsang Suru Karo. So one person spoke in Gujarati, other spoke in English, the Hindi, third spoke in Tamil, fourth spoke in like that, different languages. When it came to me, I was at the end. He said, you talk in English, you look to be English fellow. I said, all right. Then I spoke in English. After that was over, then like everybody, I also did namaskar going. He allowed everybody to go. To me, he said, stop. So I stopped. I thought, I had done some mistake, he's going to scold me. So I sat on no, don't sit there, come here, sit next to me. All right. And that gave me such a jerk in my life. That day I discovered this principle. He said, had I learned English, I would have gone round the world spreading the gospel of Gita to the whole world. Alas, I did not study, now I am regretting. See, friends. Bhagwan Shankaracharya says, Samprapte sannihite kale nahi rakshate dukrum karane. We should not be obsessed with anything. We must be clear the means and the goal. We get lost in the means, mistaking it to be the goal. Now another example about same language I'll tell you. This happened in US, Washington. We had some satsang in some place, public place, and then there was a dinner. So I was standing and there were so many Indians only talking in English. One person from our Karnataka came and he started talking to me in Sanskrit. So he was talking in Sanskrit, I was replying in English. He became so annoyed. He said, why don't you talk in Sanskrit? So just to keep him cool, I said, I don't know how to talk. And I don't know Sanskrit also. No, you know Sanskrit very well. Why don't you talk? Then I said, sir, please tell me. Here there are so many people. Should we become the black sheep in a white flock? When we talk, should we ignore the people around us? You are in a public place. So you ask me, I'll talk in Sanskrit. What do we want to prove? That we are Indians. Is that is important? Or are we communicating among all of us? That is important. So yes, we must know Sanskrit, no doubt about it. But getting obsessed with anything doesn't allow us to progress in life. Therefore, it is essential that if we want to get out of this disease of seriousness, we must get out of this old is gold, then gold become old. No, we have to adapt ourselves with the situation as it is present today. This is one of the most important principles. We must keep updated. Like I go somewhere and my drama is everywhere going on. So on this also some Mahatmas, they say, Swamiji, we like to tell you something. Hey, please tell. You take your own camera and do this thing. It doesn't good look for the Mahatmas. You should have some sevak, some servant with you, and he should do the things. I said, you are perfectly right, but this is done by the Mahatma. I am a Chota Atma. I am not a Mahatma. See, friends, our Mahabharata tells, Sarvam Paravasham Dukkham, Sarvam Atmavasham Sukham, Etar Vidyat Samasena Lakshanam Sukha Dukkhayo. All dependence is misery. And those who are dependent, they are extremely serious about every small little thing. But those who are independent, they are confident. Whenever there is confidence, there is sincerity. When there is lack of knowledge, we are serious. Like the car driving. The last 2 days I was moving with one driver and he was driving so fast and I always sit in the front seat. So he was so comfortable. In this our Bangalore traffic. Even if here Sakshat Vishwakarma comes, he will commit accidents. But he was driving so cute way, and I was sitting. I was serious. I said, "Hey, don't dash anybody." He said, "Swamiji, relax, don't worry." And he was driving. In between, we look into the GPS. We have to take the right turn, left turn, and talking and going. Relax. But I was serious because I did not know anything. See, friends. Therefore, the area where we work, we must keep ourselves updated every now and then. See, this is one of the most important aspect of spiritual life. Spiritual life is not only you sit down and say Ram, Ram, Ram and eat head of that poor Rama. Don't do that. We have to prepare ourselves to face all the challenges of life, and that can be done if we are updated in our knowledge day-to-day life. Most important. Then the second thing comes. We have to update ourselves about ourselves. See? When we are driving the car, we know only what is the accelerator and what is the brake. And maybe if it is not a automatic car, then the clutch. Beyond that, we do not know. Suppose the car stops on the way, then we are nonplussed. Why? Because what is below the bonnet, we don't know. See? This example I had given, this happened in Rajasthan many years before. I was going with Mahatma Ji. That time I was very young. And I was a student that time. So, going with him, he was sitting in the back seat. I was sitting like a sevak in the front one. And then somewhere in Rajasthan, our car stopped for whatever reason. So he asked me, "What happened?" I said, "I don't know, sir, I'll check it." So I got out and searched. Below some tree, there was one boy doing something. So I just caught him and said, "Hey, do you know what happened here?" He came, his mouth was full of pan. Therefore he did not talk, Maunam. He came. And only by Mauna language, he started telling the driver that open the bonnet. He is open. Then singing, nicely singing, he looked around and took a stone nearby, hit somewhere, and then he said, "Now start." And he started. So my boss, Swamiji Maharaj, asked, "How much we have to pay?" Ask him. So I asked him, "How much we have to pay?" He said, 100 rupees. This old man, Babaji, got angry. Those days, 100 rupees was a huge amount. He said, "Loot rahe." Why? You have only hit one stone. And we want 100 rupees. Now that boy has to speak. So he did Purnamadaha, Purnamidam. And then he said, "Sir, for hitting I am taking 1 rupee. But where to hit? To know that I am charging 99 rupees. See? When we are interacting in the world, what is happening in our inside below this bonnet? What is happening? See? If we are influenced by the earlier experiences in the form of fear, regrets, our present will be always serious. About this, I will give one example. There was one student, and he, very good student. Once it so happened in the third year or second year of his BSc, he fell ill because of some reason, loose motions and high temperature, could not attend the examination. After that, after 3-4 days, he became all right, exam was over. Naturally, nothing could be done. So after 6 months, he has to appear for examination. He was perfect, very good student. As regard knowledge is concerned, perfect. So he was going to appear for the next examination after 6 months. When the examination came, again all the same symptoms. Loose motion, high temperature. That time also he could not do it. This was repeated 2-3 times. And all the professors knew that he is one of the best students. What happens to him, we don't know. This is because earlier experiences of failure, they were overpowering his performance in the present. And it happens in the form of fear. And when we are under fear psychosis, we cannot be sincere. We are serious. How this happens? These examples I give you to make this point. Another example I'll tell you, this happened in Switzerland. I happened to go with my friend somewhere in a car, and suddenly, very nice, beautiful place. I told my friend, I stop the car. He said, what's it? I said, let's go to this house. Swamiji, you are not in India. I said, don't worry, yaar, come. The unknown house, I went and knocked. One lady came, and she was stunned. She said, how come you are here? I said, I also don't know. And then she invited me. And then she said, I have seen you earlier. You don't remember, but I remember. I said, all right. Then we became friends. And then next day she organized some satsang. She had a son. He has never seen me. Young boy, school going. So about 10-20 local people came, all English speaking or French speaking. So when I was sitting in the chair, people were coming, sitting. This boy tells me, Mr. Swami, don't worry, I am sitting next to you. You put your hand down, I'll give you confidence, okay? I know some yoga techniques, I can give you the energy. So when the people come, you have to give a talk. Don't be serious, relax, everything will be all right. I am with you, don't worry. I said, I'm so thank you, yaar. I was extremely perplexed what to do, how to talk, all these big people and all that. And he was holding my hand like we help the children to do that, you know. And after the talk was over, he said, you made a fool of me. He was serious because he did not know anything. And I know how to bluff. So I'm relaxed. If we are able to work on our mind and see what is happening in the mind. In Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, there is one verse wherein Bhagavan says, Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirashi nirmamu bhutva yuddhasva vigata jvaraha. Vigata jvaraha means don't be serious. Jvara is temperature, fever. Don't function under feverish attitude. So how to do that? So there 4 techniques are told. First technique is Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya. We must have that confidence that all that we are doing with sincere intentions, no bad intentions, the divine help does come. This we have to accept it, whether we want or we don't want. That becomes an inner strength. Like I move throughout the world here and there. The other day, who asked me, Swamiji, you go to different countries. Who goes with you? I said, Krishna comes with me. No, not that way. But when you go, you have to check in and then take your luggage from the belt and then go into the immigration and then they ask us, so how do you do alone yourself? See? When we go, we always go in a group. We don't go alone. See, friends, if your intentions are pure, you will never be serious in life. When intentions are not pure, then doubt comes about oneself. And when we are doubtful about ourselves, seriousness is naturally the expression. Therefore, when we are functioning in this world, first is this important point. Sarvani karmani mai sanyasya adhyatma chetasa. Intentions are good, and have that confidence that if our intentions are good, we are always protected by the divine will. Simple principle. Then, three additional principles. Nirmamo bhutva. Then, nirashi bhutva. Then, vigata jvaraha. These are the three principles which will remove the seriousness from your life. First, nirmamo bhutva. Mamata is with reference to the past. See, my house, my wife, my children, my childhood, with reference to past possessions and experiences. Now, all of us have got good and bad experiences in our life. Now, if the earlier experiences keep on bothering us in the present, we will be always doubtful whether I can do or I cannot do. Yes, we failed earlier. Be attentive. Any experience is a failure if we do not learn from that experience. If we learn from the experience, every experience is a success. Why we don't do this thing? Because one small technique we miss. And that technique is, when we are interacting in the world, do not allow any impressions to be imprinted on our mind in the form of likes and dislikes. I don't like it. I will never do it again. No. Learn, learn, learn. And this is what we do. If our hand is burned by the fire in the childhood, we don't say, I will never look at the fire. No. We use the fire because we have learned the fire burns. This inner preparation is essential so that we go through our life in the past, but we do not carry the impressions in the form of likes and dislikes. As a result, our mind is absolutely relaxed and free because we have learned. Take this simple example about fire. All of us, sometime or the other, burnt our fingers in our childhood. But we don't have hatred for the fire, nor we have love for the fire. Because we are now aware this is what it is. Therefore, we are sincerely approaching the fire, not seriously. Now, another important thing. Seriousness comes when we are carrying the burden of possessiveness. The other day in Dehradun it happened. So, some 2-3 people we were walking on the Ganges bank, and one person was telling, see, that boy in USA, I think he must have been a crazy boy, doing all kinds of things, met with an accident. Thank God it was not fatal, but he is in the hospital. The other man, he was walking with us. He started becoming philosopher. These days, children are uncontrolled. Their parents do not take care of the children and all kinds of things. Then the topic came, by the way, who is that boy? Oh, he is Mr. Somebody Gupta. Now, the person who made a comment, he was also Gupta. Which Gupta it is? We do not know. Gupta is a common name. So, then earlier he was a philosopher giving advice. The moment it came that he is a Gupta, immediately he took his phone and called. So, day here, night there. You are all right? What happened to you? I heard there is an accident somewhere. Serious. The moment he came to know it is not his son, somebody, relax. So what is that which makes us serious in life is the ignorance. Now another important thing. We cannot stop. This is a very simple example. If we catch it correctly, we cannot stop our reflection from happening in the mirror. We cannot stop it. You may do anything, cannot stop. Exactly the same way, we cannot stop getting identified with the body. We will have to be identified with the body. Without that, you cannot function in this world. Now, what is to be done? Body identification is the only problem. See, when we are not identified with the body as in deep sleep, no problem. Where from the problems come? The birthplace of all the problems of life is the body identification. Then get rid of body identification. You must have heard it. Many Mahatmas tell this thing. I am not the body, I am not the body. By saying this thing, nothing is going to happen. You cannot live without body identification. Now what is to be done? This is a riddle. And the riddle is solved in a very simple way. Yes, we are identified with the body, but don't take it seriously. Like when we look into the mirror, the reflection is seen. Now by looking at the reflection, do we become serious? Suppose the mirror is corrugated, our reflection will look funny. So when we see our reflection funny, do we become serious? Arey yaar, why I am looking like this thing? No, we have fun about it. So we are using the reflection to our benefit. We don't get carried away by the reflection that it is real. No. But in place of us, if a bird or an animal stands in front of the mirror, he takes the reflection to be real and all the problems begin. So what is to be done? The same thing what we do when we stand in front of the mirror. We use that reflection for taking care of us. So we take the toothbrush and toothpaste together and we don't apply there. We apply to ourselves. So we are looking at the reflection but knowing I, myself. Exactly the same way. We function through the body but do not live as the body. And when we start living as the body, two things happen. Number one, we become possessive of things. And whenever we are possessive, we become serious. Don't be possessive. See? Then what is to be done? Karnataka. Whatever role we have to play the role. Best. But at the same time, we must know it is just a role. This is one of the highest spiritual practice. As it is said, the world is Rama Leela or Krishna Leela. Leela means what? Everything appears to be happening, but nothing is happening. Don't we see on the stage, so many things are happening? One person comes and gives a flower to that girl and says, honey, darling, I love you. She also takes, me too. But both of them know, useless. Nobody loves each other. Just a drama. Similarly, one actor comes on the stage and he is pathetic, he is tortured, he is miserable, he is crying. And we watch sitting there, paying through our nose, and we start crying. What goes in the mind of that actor that time? You fools, you are paying and crying as if it is real. And I am paid and I am crying, but it is not real crying. This is the only difference between becoming serious and remaining sincere. Now when that actor is crying on the stage, he is crying sincerely, not seriously. How simple it is. Exactly the same way. When we have to conduct the business of life, you are talking to each other, we have to talk normal things. But do not create friends and enemies. Do not create nears and dears. Be with everyone, at home, at peace. You will be always sincere in all your interactions. Now be attentive. There was a mother and a modern mother, Eve's Weekly brand mother. So she was reading some useless book, Barbara Cartland's book, love stories, children's. He was reading. And then they had a daughter. So this daughter, small one, maybe about 5-7 years, So she said, Mom, I want to ask you a question. Darling, don't you know? Mommy is reading. Don't disturb mommy. And again. But she was very concerned. Mom, I want to know. Please tell me. Finally, she got angry. Yes, what do you want to tell? Ask all the time, disturbing. Don't you see mommy study? Then she said, what is your question? My question is, Mommy, is there life? I know these stupid things you keep on reading here and there. There is no life after death. She said, no, Mom, that is not my question. My question is there life after marriage? See, friends, the moment we create relations, problems begin. Be with everyone at peace. Don't create friends and enemies. We will not carry burden on our mind. We all carry this burden on the mind. And because of this burden, we suffer in our life. Therefore, yes, we all have to play various roles. There, we should not be philosophical. Many people have got this funny thing. They become philosophical in a wrong place. No. If you are in front of the immigration officer, and now he has to ask you questions. He will ask you, what is your date of birth? I am unborn. Which country you come from? Where I am not. He will say, take him to the asylum. We have to live our life in a very simple manner. So, nirmamo bhutva. Don't bring the past in the present and spoil the present. Then we become serious. You will see among all the old people, this is one of the biggest disease. They cannot tolerate the present. They only have the past. Now I am old. Now what future I have got? I have no future. So what will I talk? Only the past. And the youngsters like you have all the future. So you are concerned about your future, but I have got only the past. So what will I do? I will distribute my past and spoil your present. So if you want to be really, really sincere in your work, do not eat anybody's head by talking about your past. Otherwise, agya, bhago. This happens with many people. See, in your houses you also must be seeing. During our childhood, we never had this thing. All the time playing with that useless phone. I don't know what they play. One old man, a Punjabi, he went to USA to his children or grandchildren. And old people are what? They have to tell everything to the children and tell how they are wrong. If the children are standing, please sit down, don't stand. If they are sitting, why don't you sit down? Because they have to assert something or the other. So, that old man told that boy who was playing some game, all the time sitting inside the house. When we were children, we used to go and play outside, climb on the trees and all that. You are all the time sitting inside, go out. So that child got up, took his phone, went out, sat down. What else can he do? Therefore, nirmamo bhutva. Do not compare your life with the life of others. This happens many times. We compare our children with other children. Other people's children are coming in merit, but I don't know why my child fails. Arre yaar, Dumbo, he's your child, he cannot pass. See, there is something called a genetic material. For a chili plant, you don't expect the tomatoes to hang. Therefore, to remain free from seriousness, these updates must be there. Don't bring your past in the present. Relax. Now see what happened, why we become serious. We take some experience in the past. And that experience was really detrimental, very miserable. And in the present, if you cannot drop that experience of the past, you'll again think, I hope it doesn't happen. I hope it doesn't happen. It will happen. Because you are inviting that. So nirmamo bhutva. Then second thing about getting rid of the seriousness, nirashi bhutva. Asha, expectation is with reference to the future. I hope everything goes wrong. I hope everything goes right. I hope everything is okay. All the time worried about the future. See, many people have that funny thing. When they meet us here and there, same question goes, Swamiji, what is going to happen to this world? Now what answer can you give, tell me? So I had to somehow time pass. So I started bluffing. See, they say on 12th of January 2020, the world is going to be in deluge. This is said in the Mayan philosophy of Mexico. And really? And then that fellow is booked. You are relaxed. See, mind cannot survive without the diet of the past memories and future worries. If these two things you arrest, mind dissolves in consciousness. See, once there was a lady, she attended one of the international yoga conference, and while going, she said, I had to catch the flight, therefore I can't talk to you, but I wanted to talk to you. But I'll do one thing, when I go to USA, I'll call you and then you say. I said, all right. She called. Night, 2 o'clock in India. And do you remember, I remember Swami, I am so and so, I wanted to talk to you. I said, this is night here. I don't talk at night, okay? I am not a Nishachar. So call when it is daytime here. Again she called. I am writing a book on mind. So I want to know what is the understanding of mind according to yoga and according to your Indian philosophy. Then I said, I know about your approach to mind. You people talk only unhealthy aspect of the mind. Depression, frustration, all kinds of things. We talk about the infinite potentialities which are unexplored in every mind. This is what we talk. Don't talk unhealthy aspect all the time. Explore that. It is possible. And that can be done by one very simple technique. Understanding. Mind cannot survive without going in the past or without going in the future. If we do not get influenced by our past, future will never bother us. If there is no past, there is no future possible. And when past and future are dropped at natural pace, we will be in the present. And when you are in the present, you are inspired. See? And when you go in the possible failures in the future, then you are serious. Suppose this happened, what to do, what not to do. See, my friends. Therefore, this is in our happy mantra mala, we have got this one of the mantra. Wherever you are, whenever you are, whatever you are, be 100%. You don't have to do any sadhana. Just give it a try. Like, we are here in this lecture hall. Where we are in the lecture hall. When the lecture is going on. What? As either the listeners or the speaker. Be 100%. So I am 100% here. Then only I can do justice to the subject. And you are 100% there. Therefore you are not sleeping. See? This experience of yours cannot be put in words. Here, the mind is united with the pure consciousness that we are. Therefore, sincerity is our expression when we are in connection with the divine. Seriousness is our expression when we are connected with the matter. Be in touch with your own being. And for that, this is the technique. Nirashi bhutva. I don't know what is going to happen. If you don't know, then relax. See? And if you don't know, relax. If you know, be prepared. Like both days we were finishing our lecture in the evening and it will start raining heavily. Then worried about it. No, relax. Yes, rains have come, we'll go. But then we start worrying. There are some people, they cannot survive without worrying. They want something to worry. Then that becomes their habit. And such worried people, they should go to West Bengal. Do you know why? In Bengal, they cannot pronounce V. Actually, the original word is Vangadesh. They call it Bangladesh. Therefore, in Bengal, nobody is worried. Tell me why? Because everybody is buried. Don't be buried. No, I am outside. Relax, my friends, relax. A relaxed person alone is sincere. A person who is not relaxed is tense. See? For the first time when the people learn car driving, they are very serious. See? And then if they are told, now get down, I show you how to do the thing. And they come out, they forget that they have to leave the steering there, lift it and come out. So tense. Relax is a Maha Mantra. In this manner, when the past is not overpowering our present and the future is not stealing us from the present, in that condition, we have achieved 2/3 sincerity. Now 1/3 sincerity is still remaining. See? And that is Vigata Jvaraha. When we are in the present, let us not be excited. Let us be composed. See? Like, one of my professional hazards is I had to go for dinner or lunch in different houses. So, if I am going to somebody's house for the first time, then those ammas are extremely excited. And in their excitement, they will be preparing something. And when I look at them, then I understand that there is no point in any further discussion. So I finish the food and go away. Seeing the case, how terrible it is. And thereafter I went home and then her phone comes. Swamiji, I am extremely sorry. Why did you tell and all that? Afterwards my husband scolded me. I said, what happened, Amma? See, in the dal there was only salt and in the sabji there was only mirchi. How did you eat like that? I said, I made a cocktail. Dal and sabji mixed together. Average became all right. What is there to be serious about? Ultimately, it goes inside in the same place. But on the small little things. Now, why this happened? Vigata Jvara. She was so excited. Whenever you are doing any job, don't be excited. Excitement loses our balance. So, 4 principles we have seen. How to convert the seriousness into sincerity. First principle, intentions of all our activities should be pure and sincere. No ill intentions. When our intentions are ill, we cannot bring out the best out of us. Like these days, when the girls get married, right before marriage, they have plan B. After divorce, what will happen? Are here you are not even married, but they have that plan. And therefore, what they do, you must have seen this thing. Those people who have got that tradition having the surname or the family name. I don't know whether it is there or not. Like in Maharashtra, they have got, or in UP, they have got the family title also. So the girl is suppose Vandana Deshpande, and she gets married to something like Subhash Kulkarni. So after marriage, she will be writing the Vandana Deshpande Kulkarni. And I am always imagining and enjoying it. Now they have got a child. Now that child's name will be also again something like, like Sushama Kulkarni Deshpande. And then she gets married to third, Mishra. Then Sushama Deshpande. How long is that name will go ahead? So I ask him, why do you write like this thing? Why one name is not enough? So Amiri, you don't understand. I said, yes, I am ignorant. You enlighten me. This is how they tell. In case, plan B. Now, with such kind of intentions in your marriage, how can you be sincere? You're all the time working on plan B. See, friends, this is how the life becomes miserable for us. On the contrary, if we remain sincere, there is one lady, she is no more, a Malayali. I tell you how sincerity pays. Then our life becomes beautiful. She was very old when I met her. Now she is no more. So when I went to their house, both husband and wife sitting, and pretty old. Servant was doing everything. So I went and did namaskar. And I said, Amma, when did you come to Mumbai? How was your journey? And all that. And she started telling. Swamiji, this man, looking at the husband, he is a devil. Clearly. Nobody would have lived with him. But I lived. But he is my guru. See the change. He is my guru. He did not allow me to have any God's picture in the house. He used to tell me, husband is God, worship me. I cannot go and meet anybody. I cannot read anything. Only serve him. Then I was thinking, I have come from Kerala all the way. I have to live with this monster for the whole life. So I have got two options. Make my life miserable or accept it as God's will and relax. She said, I stopped going outside, not allowed to go. Then the newspaper is to come. In the newspaper, I'll see somewhere Bhagavan Krishna's picture, so I'll cut it and put it in my... He will not see that I should not see any God, I am your God. And as a result, I had to pass time. So, I used to do gardening in our terrace. And she was so great in gardening, they call it green thumb. Even in the pots, she could grow bananas and have banana for house. So great. Slowly, she started talking to the plants. Because nobody is allowed to come in the house. She is not allowed to go outside. She became so deeply involved with the Lord. Then she told me, like I am talking to you, I was talking with Krishna. He was talking to me. And this happened only because of this monster guru. See, she has made the use of a situation. And this can come only when you are sincere. Sincerity can change everything around us. But if our intentions are ill, then we become unnecessarily serious in life. Therefore, friends, first principle was good, right intentions. Second, don't bring the past in the present and spoil your efficiency. Then the third, don't get lost in the imaginary future. What is going to happen? I don't know. Now, actually, why we become excited or worried? Only because if we understand this, whatever we are doing, what for we are doing everything? We are doing everything only for one purpose, that we are seeking happiness. See? Like some of your surgeons, when you are doing operation, where is your attention? Attention is that operation should be successful. In the operation of success, you are happy, is it not? You are not doing the operation for becoming miserable. Exactly anything we do in our life, we are doing only for getting happiness. Now here is the simple technique. Don't do anything in your life to get happiness. Then whatever you are doing, make it a channel to express happiness. We have no choice but to live in the present. And in the present is presented in a happy manner, you will be inspired. You will not go in the future. After I do this, I will get that thing and then I will become happy. So what we are unknowingly doing, we are postponing our own happiness in the future period of time. No, discover now and here. And that can happen only if we are sincere in whatever we are doing. So instead of doing something in life to get happiness, do whatever we are supposed to do happily. And whenever you are happy in your expression, you will be inspired, not perspired. See? So, nirmamo bhutva, nirashe bhutva. And the last one, we are in the present. Don't get excited. Remain cool. And a cool mind is the source of all solutions. And the disturbed mind is the source of all problems. Problems are not outside. Problems are inside. Like the first example which I gave you, when the patient is brought by the relatives in the hospital emergency ward, they are worried not because of anything, but because of their ignorance about the situation. They don't know what is that. Become unnecessarily serious and tense. Therefore, if we clearly understand this thing, then let our mind be at peace. With a peaceful mind, when you think, you discover a solution. With a disturbed mind, when you think, you create problems which are not there. See, friends, therefore, sincerity is the only way to lead a spiritual life. I am not telling spirituality, put on various kinds of marks on your face, have different types of mala, and then have every kind of mark. No, do that. But the real spiritual life is this. Let our intentions be pure. Let every moment be lived in an inspired mode. And whenever you are living inspired life, the life is beautiful. Such people, they are able to motivate others. Now the last thought, inspiration comes from within. Motivation is borrowed from others. We look at the great masters, we get motivated. But great masters are inspired from within. And inspiration springs from the divinity that we all are. Let that beauty within be expressed in the form in an inspired way. And this is possible for every one of us. It is not difficult. Therefore, keep your attention on what is below the bonnet. the mind. Mind your mind and you are taken care of everything. And to mind the mind, we must know all these things that we just studied, intricacies of the mind. The more we are deeply, sincerely involved, working on the mind, to that extent we will remain sincere. And if the mind is overpowering us, we will become serious. When the mind is under control, we are sincere. When the mind controls us, we are serious. Let us give it a try and be happy. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.